Education Services, LLC in Biloxi, Mississippi, where she helps struggling entrepreneurs and small businesses overcome obstacles and become success stories. Sheila is an international best-selling author, a cheerleader for others, and a writer of a monthly inspirational blog entitled Thankful and Blessed 365. And her, the topic she usually talks about is winning the race. And so, so happy to have you here, Sheila. And I've got some questions I'll be finding out for us here.
Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you. It's such an honor to be back. I always loved the show. I love you and just everything that you're doing with the Rise Above show and the summit. So thank you so much for having me today.
Thank you, Sheila. And just knowing there's so many people out there that need to be served. And with my show and the summit, it's all dimensions of life because, I can help people in certain areas. You can help people in certain areas, but together it's a fantastic thing. We're
Definitely
able to help and serve so many people globally. So,
yeah.
Oh my goodness. So, you have a blog by the name of Thankful and Blessed 365. Can you tell us about a new project you're working on? What actually has the same name, right?
Right. So we have a new book that is Thankful and Blessed 365, and it's an anthology. So it's a collaboration of stories and poems that are really brought about to help people be more thankful and intentional about the way that they approach every day. It also gives them stories of inspiration. The poems are really incredible because they kind of run the gamut of life. I mean, we have folks that are addressing mental health issues. We have folks that are addressing celebrating actually, just being able to do work that is within their talents and gifts. So they're celebrating that. So it's really a neat collection of poems and stories. So yeah, Thankful and Blessed 365.
Oh, fantastic. And that's a beautiful thing. And
Yeah.
as well, I have the anthology book series coming out, Rise Above Your Challenges, where I have people that have been on the show and speakers on the summit contributing chapters of the dimension of life in which they serve, very similar to what you're doing with the Thankful and Blessed, because again, there are so many people out there in need of hearing and experiencing and knowing that they're not in this alone, and
Right.
struggles that other people have had. And it's encouraging, it's empowering, and it's also educating,
Yeah,
So
it
fantastic.
really is.
I give you kudos for that and all that you
Oh,
do
thank you.
as well, because the amazing things that go on in your business. So I know you're a business strategist by profession, but how does a book like Thankful and Blessed 365 play into what you do? Again, now talking about what all the things you do at Gulf Coast Training.
Right. Well, I really think the biggest way it plays into what I do every day as a business strategist is just it really helps me help other people think about their mindset and the way that they approach their work. Because a lot of times, they come to me and they are struggling with their business and they don't know what to do. And because they've had a few failures, everything that they look at now is a failure. So they don't see the opportunity in their business at all. So I kind of always encourage people, I say, bring me the pieces and we will put it back together and make a beautiful mosaic for you and help you move forward. So yeah, that's probably the biggest way that type of book goes into play with what we do there at our business.
And that's amazing too, Sheila. And again, very similar to what I do too, because of the fact that it is all those pieces. And what I say is life is like a jigsaw puzzle. It's all putting those pieces together and finding the right ones and how they work together. And with that, if we have failures, and again, it's very important not to let those hold us back and discourage us. We need to just look at them, break them down, and find the learning that we can get and use that as fuel. Oh, fantastic. So what are some other things that you offer at Gulf Coast Training?
Well, we've had a really exciting spring at the center. We kind of do a little bit of everything. So we offer business courses, writing courses, art courses, health and wellness courses. So we do everything and honestly, personal safety and enhanced concealed carry. So we kind of do everything there. What we really try to do is look for the needs in our community and just step up and serve where we need to. So this spring, we've had an opportunity to partner with our state mental health association to provide some yoga and meditation training for folks to kind of help relieve stress and anxiety. And also we're working with our local human resources association to provide some free job training and free manager training for new managers. So we've got a lot of really exciting things that are going on.
Wow, that is fantastic. So you and I have never discussed this, but you must have a facility that's quite large, to be able to accommodate all that.
Well, believe it or not, it's actually very small. But the good news is it's just a nice open area that will allow us to change different configurations around quite quickly and easily. And we can accommodate, honestly, probably about 40 would be our maximum that we can accommodate. But, that's quite big enough to do some really good things in that space. But we're just blessed with, just in a beautiful place. The Gulf Coast is just a beautiful place. And then our space is perfect for what we need to do here in the community.
Oh, fantastic. I want to be like you when I grow up.
It's tons of fun. I'm having a blast. Everybody laughs at me, but I'm like, man, it's like I worked all those years, so hard and worked in corporate positions and did all kinds of different things. And now that I have the opportunity to serve in a way that I love, it makes all the difference in the world.
Right. And what I do, I do go out and do speaking and events, before pre-COVID, and now it's just working its way back out that way. But so many people are still at, doing things at home because, I have the Bliss Retreat for Women and we have another one coming up at the end of this month. And it's a 2-day, and it's going to be 10 to 2 for 2 days. And the Bliss is helping women to find how to believe in themselves. The L is love themselves. The I is identify what's holding them back. The first S is set free what no longer serves you. And the second S is set course on achieving your dreams and goals. So
necessary. Yes. Right. And thank you for doing that.
It's very similar to I'm sure what you do, but you do all the other things that go along with that. So if I ever had the facility or more staff to be able to help me again, so I want to be like you when I grow up. So we'll have to talk. I got to find out what you're doing. Because it's not, and and I've had speakers on here and other guests. It's not a competition. I'm not about trying to take anyone's, their clients or vice versa. It is coming from a place of service. The more people that we can help move forward in a positive direction, the better. So, oh my goodness.
Yeah, I truly believe that. I think people are really better together. I know you hear that a lot, and it's really hard to find people. You hear a lot of people that really say that, but to find people that really mean that is kind of rare. I think you and I are two people that really operate that way. Right. So that's one thing that I appreciate about you, because honestly, you can, because, there's so many variables that impact the way that you're able to work with people and serve people, because, personalities may or may not mesh, work styles may or may not mesh, time constraints may or may not mesh. So it's always good to have a network of friends, that are doing similar things. So that way you can hand off, people that need the help. So I appreciate the fact that you're there and a super good source for me to hand folks off to. So I appreciate you so much.
And vice versa. I can see, Sheila, all that you do at your facility. My question was going to be, how does that impact your local community? But I just can it's exciting to me. I can celebrate and feel like I can celebrate for you and your community for all the good that everything you do does.
We really have a good time here. And a really cool thing that I started last summer also was I love books. I love reading. I'm the biggest bookworm on the planet. So last summer, just after COVID struck and the schools were out and everybody was kind of in a flux, we didn't know what we were going to do. We didn't know how to react. We didn't know how to react and communicate with each other. And it really it was on my heart because I was worried about kids for the summer and not being able to go to libraries. So we started this little literacy initiative called Biloxi Reads. And originally it was just started so we could have kids kind of write in and tell us what kind of books they like. And every week we would draw a winner. We have a beautiful little independent bookstore a couple of doors down from us. So we would give them trips to go over that either they could go over or go online and choose something from that. So we started Biloxi Reads last year, and it kind of took off. Then we did the children through the summer, and then I was like, I wonder if we could do something to help any other underserved populations. Like we have a huge veteran population here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. So we did veterans. And then we've kind of morphed it into doing things for special times. Like if we did things for moms for Mother's Day in June, we did things for dads. So it's really been another cool way for us to serve the community and really just love on the people that live here on the Gulf Coast.
Oh, such a beautiful thing. No ands, ifs, or buts about it. It's all it just radiates that warmth and authenticity of who you are. And that's you at the core. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about this. This is who you are, Sheila. So that's a beautiful thing.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. So I need to know, do you have any other projects on the horizon that you want to share with us today?
I actually do have a new book coming out in the fall. It's called A Joyful Heart, and it's just celebrating all the ways that we can bring joy into our lives, especially coming back post-pandemic from those times that were really stressful and very hard for people. And a lot of folks have kind of just lost their joy, and they're having a little bit of trouble getting kick-started back into, just springboarded back into life. So I think this is going to be an interesting little project, and it's got a neat little spin on it because there'll be, again, it's an anthology, so a collection of stories about things that make people joyful, but with a twist, because we're issuing a challenge to our reader. In each of the chapters, I call it my joy challenge. So each of the authors is going to issue a challenge to the reader, something that can help put joy back in their lives.
I love it. I love it. I love it. You and I have talked, several times, and you know that I say at this point in my life, and I don't know if it has to do with what I have been through or my maturity and age, but I now choose to live my life purposefully, joyfully, and gratefully. And to me, that's that perfect trifecta, where if there were circles and where they all meet in there, to me, that's bliss, and a fantastic place to be. And I want to help as many people be able to have that same sense of feeling, and what you're doing with that book. So I will gladly help promote your book, because again, it's all a win-win when we're serving from the heart. So, fantastic.
Yeah. You hit on an important thing when you just said that, though. You said you choose to live. And I think a lot of times people think that life happens to them, and they oftentimes forget that they have a choice in the things that happen to them and the way that they respond to those things. So that's why everything that you do as well is just so helpful to remind people and to empower them, just to kind of take that back, to realize that they don't have to have permission to live joyful and to live intentionally, that everything, all the power they need is right there within them. They just have to tap into it and let it out. So, so it's a very exciting thing.
Yes. And other things that I say all the time, Sheila, is that life happens to every single one of us every day, no matter whether we're ready for it or not. So the best thing to do is, have that mindset, create a positive mindset, create habits that will help us through the process of day, from the time that we get up in the morning to the time, and I'm all about organization, planning, calendaring, scheduling to help you have the most effective and productive day, so that people can reach their full potential. And that comes from, and I'll just share one of my little things is in the morning, what I choose to do in the morning is before my feet hit the floor, I choose to think of at least one thing that I'm grateful for,
Yes,
you know,
perfect. I love that.
and do that, because some days it's, hey, I'm grateful being able to get out of bed,
Right.
that type of thing. So, but it's just starting with little things. No matter what anyone's going to do, start little, and start, uh, today, start the next hour, whatever you're going to do. It's never too late to start something new.
Right. Yeah. I'm a big proponent of start where you are. Don't wait until Monday. Don't wait until anything. Start right where you are and then move forward from there. So, yeah, it always amazes me how often I encounter people that just can't do that. They just can't change that mindset. They just, it's like they've been in that negative space for so long that they really truly struggle to see any other perspective of anything. But it's so enlightening and so wonderful when you help them make that connection and you build that bridge for them to bring them over to a new way of life. It's just, I love that.
Yes, and some of the things that pop into my mind that I work with clients on, and have and still do, with things that they're stuck with, and those are the things that affect us, like procrastination,
Right.
and when we compare ourselves to other people,
Yes.
and
Mm-hmm.
all these little things that come in, and are, um they come in, and they're those little words, those little backseat drivers in the back of our head saying
Mm-hmm.
this or that, and you can't start this because of this, or all these
Right.
things. So, oh, yeah, it is so true. Um, so I am excited, and I'm honored, and I'm proud to say that I have you coming back as a speaker for the Rise Above Summit, airing
Yes.
in July. And so, can you give people, not, don't be a spoiler, but give them some little secrets about what you might, or share little things about what you might be talking about.
Well, I'd love to share my topic title. So
Okay.
that'll be probably a nice little
Okay.
indication of
Teaser.
what's coming forward. And I'm sticking with the topic of joy this time. So the title of my presentation, or my talk, is Joy Comes in the Morning. And we kind of have touched on a couple of little things, but really it's all about how to find joy in the most unexpected places. So
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Well, thank you again for being on with me. Um, do you have any gifts, or anything you want to leave our viewers and listeners with today?
always, everybody always can visit our Gulf Coast Training and Education Services website. There's always free training there, but for the folks that need that little bit of inspiration, there's a little ebook for Thankful and Blessed, how to become more thankful and count your blessings on a regular basis. And for the new Rise Above Summit, there'll be an additional treat coming. So I would encourage everybody to sign up so you can get those free treats that help you learn how to live a better life, just a happier life and more fulfilled. So I would encourage everybody to sign up for the summit if they haven't yet.
Okay, wonderful. And where can people find, will you share your website with us?
Absolutely. It's long. It's www.gulfcoasttraining.org. And I'll say that one more time, www.gulfcoasttraining.org.
Wonderful. Thank you. And for anyone who'd like to find out more about me, you can go to patriciajogrover.com. And I have gifts for the viewers and listeners if you text the word GOAL, GOAL, to 26786. I have a little video on our way out, and I want to just take a moment again to thank our sponsors, 133 Approved Funding. And actually, Sheila, I don't know if you realize or knew, and I'll share this too. They actually have a program that you can get into for people like myself and you, for if clients can't afford, if you have a package that will be beneficial to them and they can't afford to pay it all up front, 133 Approved Funding can get them on a finance program so that they can make payments to that, to better themselves, to be able to get better jobs or make more money, so
Oh,
that
wow.
they can be able to do that. It's similar to a student loan type thing, but
Right.
it's not a student loan.
Right.
But wonderful. Well, here's the little video, and thanks for being with me again.
Thanks so much.